Pleasant good evening to each and everyone in Georgetown, Guyana, the diaspora, and elsewhere. Fellow citizens of the free world, from east, west, north, and south. Brothers and sisters, regardless of our cultures, our language, or nationality, we are all living under this blue sky, and we all share one thing in common. We all want to survive. We all believe in a God, regardless of the religion. My advice to the entire universe: three things we must not get involved in: politics, preaching, and also racism. It's three diseases you cannot find a cure on unless the last man or woman born. Friends, there are so many things to talk about. But before I started and continue on that journey, let me stop to send my condolences around the world, starting with Israel and the Palestinians, the people of Iran, Jordan, and wherever, Africa, wherever there is a problem, Bolivia, Peru, and other parts of the African continents. My condolence goes out to the people. Some nation is because of religion. Some is because of tribes. Some is because of many other things. And especially, like India, for an example, is a caste system. But since I touch Israel, let me say that I object that the Prime Minister or the leader, whatever they want to call Mr. Doody, going into Guyana for a visit. I condemn it. But then again, it might be a blessing in disguise for Mr. Doody to see where a Hindu vice president select a Muslim to rule Guyana while he is the vice president. Bharat Jagdeo, a born Hindu, as I may follow the name, and I will say alleged because people will tell me name. But it's a Hindu name, so I give it to him as a Hindu, who promoted a young man by the name of Imran Ali as the president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana to be the leader of the country. When India, under the late Mahatma Gandhi, go down on his knees and beg Nehru to give Jinnah all the ministry, but not to divide India. What a shame to see the great-grandchildren of India, children of cheap labor, who came out from India, born in another country, can unite regardless of the consequences and the policy of a religious sector. So this message Modi must take back to India with his hypocritical way of thinking that India belongs only to Hindus. Please, I have nothing against your religion or your culture, but how you dare go to a country with a Muslim leader, Mr. Modi, when in India, before your election, they were killing the Muslims, and you deny people from exposing it. A young 13 to 14-year beautiful Muslim girl was beaten with a sledgehammer in her head and killed. It was on Facebook. But I hope you will take that message to Mother India, with the great-grandchildren throw a slap in your face. As a bloody hypocrite, you come to a country where your ancestors, as much as mine, rent out the low-class Indian because you all believe in caste system. And today, come on, Doody, I would be ashamed to be a Hindu visiting a country run by a Muslim leader when I preach in India. That, and I repeat, India is only for Hindus. Well, Guyana is for everybody, Mr. Doody. How you feel to be welcome in a country with Muslim, Hindus, Christians, Catholics, and others? Are you not ashamed? I do hope you'll take it back to India. I got your blood in me, and I want you to know you're nothing but a bloody hypocrite. And I have no apology to that. Now, since I touched that, I would like my cameraman to put up a picture and let you all have a good look of 15 distinguished guests, honorable people, not miserable. And then I will tell you, while you look at it, take a look. I think there are 2 women or 3 women there, the rest are men. AFC. They call it the Kabbalah or something like that. And it's alleged it's there, read it. Who wants to rig election or will be rigging election. Now all these things, I go say alleged. But if these things are true, then these men or women don't only need not to run for politics, they should be arrested and charged and jailed, and the nation must decide what to do with them. Because when a man robs a man and he gets caught, he gets jailed. You got to pay a fine. You got to hire bail. You got to get police, lawyers. Why when politicians want to rig an election, which is destroying the future of a nation because of rigging an election, if these things are true, then these men should not even have freedom. You may not like the hypocrites, but AFC, there are 2 individuals there who will have to stand trial for wrongfully imprison a man because I speak out against the 2 of them. And let me be honest with you, all our hands are clean. And even if you all drink poison or you all dead, your children are going to answer it, I can promise you that. Now we are all dead people. We don't thief, we don't sell drugs, we don't womanize. And I'm not responsible for my children, which a lot of you, and since I'm on the subject, let me answer Miss R and Mr. R, who asked a question that my son and my daughter murder a woman. Let it be known to you, brother or sister. If you don't have your facts together, you ask a good question. How do you know they murder? How do you know they were not set up? How do you know what took place? Do you know how many young women from other countries marry in this country called America? And they were murdered for insurance money? Well, my daughter happens to be one like that, who married, and I wouldn't say white, marry a man. She could read to it. You hear? And where she was working, and I don't thief, where she was working, according to information, it's alleged she stole $60,000 to $70,000. Who get it? The man she married. All right? He buy a vehicle, but she carried the name. If she was in Guyana, I would have rather hang her herself because we don't believe in that. Okay? But he used the young woman, brainwash her. She robbed the place where she was working and he enjoyed. He insured her for $2 million, taking her to Hawaii, and I swear to God. She called me and said, Daddy, I am going to Hawaii on my honeymoon. Brad Johnson, a judge's son, a man who well organized politically. Where governors, mayors always go to each other's house, the only son, was taking her with her husband. I wish him the bitch to death, even though she's my daughter. Women, you all do some things in this life. If you could betray Adam, you could betray anybody. If you could betray Samson, you could betray anybody. Come on now. Come on, Mumtaz of India. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know to you all, I'm a believer. If my children have committed such a crime, I will be the first to hang them. I swear to God. But I know my daughter didn't kill nobody, nor my son. But my daughter was pregnant, 8 months and a half. But to make a long story short, after she called me and told me her husband taking her for the honeymoon in Hawaii, I remember something and I immediately said to her, do you have an insurance? She said, yes. Brad insured me for $2 million. I said, cancel the insurance or don't go. He was listening on the other line because he bugged the phone. He canceled it before the trip. The day of the trip, he made she call me and said, they're leaving. When she arrived and she put the suitcase down, he made she call me, Dad, I am back. Brad didn't kill me and I hear the word yet was his voice. And I said, that will not be. My Indian mother, who got a little black in her, who gave birth to me, that witnessed a lot of things I talk about, come to pass. She used to call me the son of the devil. And I used to say at age 9 or 11, If I am the son of the devil, my mother, then I got power because Jesus is the son of God and he got power. She never told me that word again. And she told me that over an old black couple that I used to actually live there, help them out. And she said another thing. You see, why don't you take your clothes and go and live by the black couple? Every day you get up, you're there. In the night, the last place is there. I said, Mother, I want you to know she have a child. She said, oh, God ain't given her none. I said, yes, she have. She said, where is it? I said, you make it for her. I was the son. She never tell me that again. But again, lack of education, lack of knowledge. Women open up their mouth and say things, not analyzing how hurtful it can be and how disappointing it can be to some others. Friends, I forgive my mother. Even the incident of my son and daughter, I begged my mother in the presence of witness not to send money for my daughter Sophie Johnson to give to my son. They are going to go to jail for a crime don't belong. My mother said to me, George, keep quiet. Keep quiet. You know, keep quiet. My mother said to me that, and I was very much annoyed over it. You know, I was very much annoyed over it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my story that you don't know, and I am giving you an opportunity. All right? Get this clear. This is my daughter. Then I said to my ex-wife, Grace Correa, as Grace Lee from Land, I called her from a mother phone. I said, take your children and get her from Vancouver, Washington. Before 2 months, they will go to jail for murder. She said, okay, Nostradamus. When it happened, I will believe in you. She should have dropped dead because she knows during the divorce, after I take her to America, we had an argument, she put the police on me and put me out. And once you put me out, there was no hope to go back because I take you out from a country full of racism and corruption and bring you to the land of milk and honey, as they said. You put me on the street, you don't even worth the pen of a hand because the pig is better than her. So I went for divorce. She witnessed what happened in the court in a black judge when she went to Colombia. The court was full of people. But my godmother was a spiritual black woman from Boston. And the other black couple, Ada Thomas and Anthony Thomas, they were good to me. Ladies and gentlemen, I have nothing to hide. Jesus didn't even have a father, yet the God is the father. Okay? Well, Muhammad, I don't know much of he grew up with the uncle. Well, I grew up with my mother and a stepfather. Okay? When I get to know my father, it was too late. Because there's no law in Guyana, a corrupt country. Money talks and bullshit walk. You could bribe the president, the prime minister. You could bribe everybody, the police commissioner. And nothing happened. The judge and magistrate, there's no justice in that country. Now that you have seen those 15 people there, if a young black man or Indian rob somebody, they caught him, they go to jail. When you rig an election in a country like what Borneo used to do, and the GDF fetching him out of max, that caused the death of the two rappers and brought on the East Coast by the toll gate. All because of Jagan and Burnham. Ladies and gentlemen, it is very much unfair to say this, because those who are backing the black regime appreciate what they got. And they don't care what you're not a black person, you hate black people. If you're not an Indian, you hate Indian. Why it have to be like this? Why don't you all accept your fault? Both sides have fault. You, the blacks in Guyana, are the most racial people exist in the country.
Come back in 7
but not all of you again.
You'll be done in 7 minutes.
Get it clear. Out of 200-something thousand, 70 to 80,000 are genuine human beings in the black race. The rest is no good. They're corrupt and racial. In the Indian race, 80 to 90% of y'all are corrupt. You fight for land. You fight for what is not yours and you love your man. And when I talk, I am wrong. That when Muhammad was on earth, he preached the truth and he had to go to war. Jesus preached the truth he fetched across. Moses tried to free you slaves. And when he crossed the Red Sea with y'all go back with your hooliganism and he told the commandment in your face. And y'all go, oh God, oh Allah, oh Bhagwan, all of you are pack of bloody hypocrites. Wake up! No black man or white man or red man is in this world, we are man. And therefore in Guyana, I call upon you, the young youths, Indian and black descendants of Africa. Unite! It is your future at stake. If Ali is doing good, it's our duty to support him. But we want an open court system. But if those people who rig the election, as they are saying, is alleged, they must not go scotch-free. They must be tried. It's a treasonable affair in a democratic society. You remember, today the 47th President of America, Donald J. Trump, when he was the 45th when the election went, he went to bed with millions of votes above him. Morning when he wake up, that disappeared, and the other side win. And he cried, there was a rigging. Even some lawyer, Giuliani, all of them get sued because they have spoken about that and other things. Friends, jealousy and corruption go hand in hand. And I'm going to tell you, if you're living in a country with Muslim plenty, don't put Hindu job or Hindu life matters like in America that caused Kamala Harris to lose this election because of a great speech. We have the Black Lives Matters in America, whether Hispanic, European, Indian, and indigenous people. Why only Black Lives Matters? The white man slaved you, as you say, who was his slave master? You benefit from it, man. You're doctors, scientists, pilots, you're trillionaires and millionaires. And what are you doing to Africa? Send some money to help, since you know so much. Your brothers and sisters scratching water on their head and cooking on cold fat. Are you not ashamed to talk? The European was slave too. The Indians of India were slave. The Chinese were slave. Today, I hope you all know World War I, World War II. The white race, as you say, the European would annihilate each other. Look at Ukraine right now. And you black people and Indians in Guyana should thank the American and British to take the Jews into Palestine in 1947 because y'all could not provide them BS y'all are doing in Guyana. But everybody, are you hurt innocently? The tears and the pains upon your doorsteps. Plenty of you shall play with your feet. Plenty of you. All what you teach where you're taking it. You can then leave it, man. Why you hurt innocent people? So I do hope I answer the question for the person who called my children my mother. No, jealousy. Even the young lawyer one, Shane Allen John Correa, even him turn back and go against his brother. All of jealousy, the lies, the rhetoric didn't talk about me. I am a parent, I have a right to speak to my children before the police gun them down for robbing somebody. One of my greatest wishes that if my daughter become a whore, I should be ashamed. If my son become a thief, I should be ashamed. But just as much as I give life to them, and they commit crime against another fellow human being, it should be my duty to execute them. Not the system. My duty. Because when you all go to the bathroom and take a piss in a shit, did you all put it back in your stomach? No. It's disease. You all didn't call me to throw your shit away or your piss, isn't it? Or to get rid of it. So when you all are pointing your finger, get it straight. My daughter husband, Brad Johnson, is the murderer of his mother. Because I know what he told me. When it happened, one of my child will go up the river for a long time, and the other one would have the electric chair. I said, what? He said, the murdered mother. The way the man speak like Oswald. I said, you sure I'm not speaking to the murderer? You know what he said? And the neighbor said they see a red Tahoe around the house at the same time. Who do you think have the red Tahoe, ladies and gentlemen? The same killer. But they can't trust him. You hear? They cannot trust him. You have to wait. You hear? They cannot trust him, my friend. Because his father is well organized, well known. You know? So this is what is going on in the world of today, my friends. This is what we are facing. So don't throw your filth at me. I'm willing to hang mine. Are you willing to hang yours? I swear in the name of God. Why we cannot live together as one? Why we cannot share? This world we are passing through. The late Jim Reese said. So why we cannot do that? To the name of the living God. Answer me. Why we cannot? But we fight each other. We got some money, a little education, we think we better. No. We need each other. Which God you calling on? So come on, Nudi. Guyana belongs to all religion. And all people are welcome there with any religion. Not like India and Pakistan and Taliban, where if you're not a Muslim in some country, you're dead. And if you're not a Christian in some, you're dead. And if you're not a Hindu in India, out of your mouth, Nudi. You said it. You should be ashamed to enter a country with a Muslim leader. But you know what I'm happy about? It's a historical event to go back to India and take it. And I have a message for Mr. Ali. I hope you're not making no deal for no arms, because America is the police of this hemisphere. And they are the ones saving you from Venezuela. Nudi did not oppose Venezuela, Maduro. Okay? Get it clear. So you better be careful because you are asking for trouble. Mr. Ali, don't let nobody lead you to the gun. Please save yourself, my brother. Learn from Fidel Castro. Learn from Ortega of Panama. Learn from Hugo Chavez and Maduro. Learn from Morales of Bolivia. Learn from Peru and many more. With this, I will leave you all with a little thinking ability. And may God be with all of you. Nothing personal. Long live democracy in America. Thank you.